Alright, what's up everybody? That's my bad. My my phone kind of died on me, so I had to go run and get my portable charger and whatnot. But we're back on track. Yeah, so let me finish out, what I was saying and stuff like that. I left off with like talking about lights and desires and stuff like that. Lights, aka desires. That's just one example of, lights are many different things, but they can be aka desires, one thing. Um, so yeah, I left off talking about, like indulging, but not identifying, and yeah, I feel like that's super important, like to indulge, not like hold yourself back from desires and stuff like that, because I feel like that creates frustration within your state of being and stuff like that, and it kind of like adds density, and you're not being free at that standpoint, not truly you're not truly being a free spirit, and I'm big on freedom, like spiritual freedom, being a free spirit, not identifying with anything, any labels or any type of anything, not tying yourself down with any type of um, thoughts or any type of things, that you want to throw on yourself and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much what I was saying though is like with the indulging, but not identifying. I feel like that's super important. Like especially when it comes to like the fact that we are no thing. Because once we start to truly identify with things and let things define us, we truly get away from being no thing, and we start identifying with things. And then we get away from being no thing. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why we probably keep coming back and being caught up in desires, because we keep forgetting that we are no thing. So I feel like we really have to incarnate. That's super important, and then like remember who we are, so we can be remembered for who we are. Like, so it's super important to remember. You know, because a lot of the things that we are probably experiencing and learning and um, coming to grips with and all that type of stuff, with the spiritual awakening, like we're truly just remembering at the end of the day, like we're always going to be students, and we're going to be, I know I am, like kind of going to be seeking knowledge from cradle to grave, turning it into wisdom. I fully understand that I can't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I don't portray myself as somebody that knows everything. I don't have like a spiritual ego and all that type of stuff, like I'm big on just letting people like like believe whatever they want to believe. If they want to believe in religions and stuff like that, they can do that. Um, but yeah, this guy is acting a little funny around here. But anyways, yeah, what I was saying is, when it comes to the indulging versus identifying, I feel like that's super important. Because yeah, it gets us away from being no thing, and we'll kind of lose ourselves at that point. And that can be with anything. Examples could be like the opposite sex, like, or just dealing with sex. Sex is nothing more than the coming together of two energies to create another energy. Hopefully we're not creating toxic energy, or hopefully we're trying to find the right people and creating synergy. But that's kind of what I was talking about, with the whole not judging yourself if you do need to, taking a spiritual break every now and then, um, all that type of stuff. Like if you do happen to slip up and you get caught up in that certain desire, and you happen to have sex with somebody that probably wasn't the best for you, well then kind of just move on. Don't beat up on yourself from that. Like I said, it's just a lesson. It's not an L. But yeah, get up and grow from that. Or you did it, and so be it. Kind of try to alchemize that situation and get the best out of it. Um, but yeah, like I said, super important not to let these things define you. Super important to kind of continue to train your subconscious to remember that you are no thing. Like I said, indulge in things. Just don't get too caught up in things. Like I said, like what I was talking about with sex and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's one of the biggest desires of everybody and stuff like that. We all like it. We all love it. It's very, we all know what that's about and stuff like that. It can be very healing and stuff like that. So yeah, remember to indulge. Don't hold yourself back from things, but just don't identify with these things. To the standpoint where it's like you can't get out of that desire now. Now you're coming back for eons, or multiple lifetimes just for this specific desire because you can't get out of it. I know how that can be. Those animalistic natures, getting out of those lower chakras, it can be very difficult. But yeah, we can't let these things define us and stuff like that. So that's just one thing, one little thing dealing with lights, aka desires and stuff like that. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is like I feel like just like the word being or just being itself, I feel like that's super underrated. I kind of feel like that goes um, unnoticed a lot of the times, or it's forgotten and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like that needs to be something that's a daily thing. Like this needs to be a daily thing. This can be a routine. Like kind of over time, hopefully we can like try to master, the art of being, like the art of being, that may be, may seem very simple or mundane or, you know, it's, yeah, just literally that, like just being, I feel like that's super underrated. I feel like most things on this spiritual journey, when it comes to being, I feel like that's super powerful. I feel like the art of being, I feel like that's super, super powerful. I feel like that in itself can be a superpower. I feel like we may like try to come up with superpowers that are all like wild and stuff, like yes, we are super powerful to the standpoints we can have, wild super power abilities, but it's going to take time, like it's going to take us truly releasing a lot of these filters, deleting a lot of programs, um, truly stepping into our power and upgrading and leveling up, and it's going to take time. I see a time coming where we do really have super abilities, on a super level, but things like patience and overstanding, understanding, these type of things can be a superpower in itself, and like being, the art of being, stuff like that. I feel like that can be knowledge itself, things like this. I feel like these can be superpowers within themselves, especially like when we fully tap into these things and we max out in these areas, like we max out in our capabilities of being, like we mastered the art of being and we maxed it out. Man, I feel like that can be super powerful. Like when it comes to manifesting, I feel like being is super important. Like we want to manifest something. All right, now we need to be in the proper state of being. Like we need to be in the proper state of being. Like that's why we don't pray. It's because like we're in a state of being of like needing or wanting or asking. Like kind of just like in the state of being of not having. So we're kind of like not begging, but it's just like we're in a poor state of being. We're in a state of being that's unstable, not sure, stuff like that. So it's like our state of being, when it comes to manifesting or just life in general, that's super important. Like we want to manifest something or we want to be something, well, we need to be in that state of being, rather than we need to affirm it. Affirmations are super important. Or like I like knowing these things are coming. I know, things like that. I am. All those things are super important. But yeah, like our being is super important. Like our state of being. Um, like putting out a manifestation and then kind of just being, and not letting anything affect you. Any thoughts, other people, outside things. Um, just whatever it is, like kind of just remaining in the state of being, knowing that things are coming. Don't worry about how they're coming, when they're gonna come, all this, just kind of be, be in the present moment, be in the state of being, that knowing that it's coming. If you want to start really practicing and leveling up and challenging yourself to like, okay, I want to put a time limit on it, all right, but you have to like fully be in that, like, all right, I want this to come to me within the next week, well, you really have to be in that state of being, in the full state of being, knowing that it's going to come to you within that time too, knowing that nothing else is going to stop it, nothing, like knowing that it's coming, like I'm saying, I'm just saying all this to kind of get you guys, to I know a lot of you guys are probably already on this type of stuff. I'm not telling you anything new or any of that type of stuff. I'm just trying to, maybe this will strike somebody that, you know, wasn't truly on this perspective, or they were on it, but they just needed a little something. So yeah, like I said, just the art of being itself, I feel like that's super underrated, with a lot of different things. Like I said, your state of being, I kind of talked about that a little bit. When it comes to manifesting, kind of being is super important, kind of to just be in the present, be in general, like let things be. Like I said, when it comes to your state of being, that's super important. So when it comes to manifestations, a lot of we block ourselves a lot of the time just by not being, or we're being outside of ourselves. We're not being, truly being inside of ourselves. We're not fully in tune with ourselves. We're not in the present moment. We're outside of the present moment. So yeah, this is super important. And another example I wanted to use is like when it comes to creating, it could be creating whatever, creating certain thoughts or ideas, certain sufficient spaceships for ourselves, which is mentalities, certain vibrations, certain state of beings, or it could be creating outside things, creating music, creating if you write, or just whatever type of creating, creating art. Any type of creation that you're doing, we're all creatives. Creative things don't have to just be in the form of music, art, entertainment. They can be all type of different things. We're creating structure, we're creating, it can be physically or it can be non-physically structure. If you're into like building things, creating can be all type of different things. Hopefully I'll probably maybe come back later and do a video on creating and stuff like that, or the art of creation, or metaphysics behind creation and stuff like that, or creating and things like that, or ideas, or whatever. But yeah, like what I'm talking about when it comes to creating in itself. Yeah, like I feel like being is super important, as well, kind of to just like let what you create be, like whatever you did create, let that be in itself. Don't like add too much to that. Like yes, you can judge, like constructive criticism, that can come from yourself, others, and all that. I'm not talking about, in terms of that, but just in terms of like, just let your creation be, like you created that, let that be. Don't like sit and dwell on, man, if I could have did it like this, or if I only could have said that, or this or that, or man, I'll redo it. I'm not saying you can't redo things, like you can definitely refine things, but I'm just talking about in the at the root level, like of creation and stuff like that. Don't let things throw you off from what you've created. There's progress in creating things that may not be the best. There's progress in creating things that you can. That that you can create something better. Like you created something, but you can create something better, and that you can continue to grow and build and practice. But this is the whole art of um, growth in itself. Kind of going through certain levels of progression, certain levels of growth, going through certain things to get to certain places to get to grow through things, or and things like that. But yeah, just pretty much, like what I'm saying, the last example, like when it comes to creating, I feel like that's super important in itself, like the whole art of being, um, you know, I feel like that's super important, not letting thoughts affect you, certain vibrations, frequencies, outside things affect you when it comes to your creations, kind of just be, yeah, you created that, whatever it is, and, stand on that, stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot more examples, like when it comes to being and stuff like that, like how powerful the art of being is, and how that plays out in our lives and stuff like that. But I don't want to, I only got a certain amount of space. I need to get like, pretty soon I'll probably get like a camera and stuff like that. And I don't edit my videos and stuff like that. I like to kind of live pretty raw, like just be pretty, just be pretty raw and transparent. I don't got really too many things to hide, or I like to let people see me for who I am. I mean, and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, you know, pretty much just like what I'm saying. When it comes to being, like when it comes to manifesting, our state of being in general, our state of being is in manifesting, being and manifesting, just the art of being itself. I feel like that goes super underrated. So, like you guys can kind of meditate on that, process that however you want, just some food for thought as well. And yeah, like I said, remember who you are so you can be remembered for who you are. I feel like that's super important and powerful in itself. Um, as well as like I said, taking a spiritual break every now and then, and everything that I kind of had to say about that. Or you guys can kind of have your own perspective and subjections when it comes to that in itself. So yeah, you guys can meditate on that as well. And like I said, when I talked about the lights, aka desires, kind of indulging but not identifying, especially when it comes to your state of being, and your intentions for things, as well as remembering that we are no thing. And yeah, when it comes to ascension, not getting caught up in desires, remembering that we are no thing, so we can't identify too much with things, because that's getting outside of the fact that we are no thing and we're becoming certain things. And if those things aren't detriment to our spirit, well then hey, I'm all for it. But I'm talking about in terms of we don't want to keep coming back to this reality specifically. If we want to enter a bigger shape and form, a bigger body and stuff like that, and yeah, kind of level up outside of this reality and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little bit of food for thought for everybody. Like I said, happy Mercury Day to everybody. Video's about to cut out pretty soon. So yeah, hope everybody's having a good week and stuff.